Hey y'all, how are you doing? I'm great. Thank you so much for asking. It's me, Kim, and I'm back for another newsletter exclusive podcast. If you're encountering this podcast anywhere other than my newsletter, head on over to kimberlynicolefoster.co. That is where the magic happens. Pretend like this is an episode of MTV Cribs from 2007, and I'm ushering you into my bedroom, aka the newsletter, kimberlynicolefoster.co. That's where you get all of me, kind of. More of me. All right. I am going to talk today about an article that I read months ago, but I was reminded of it because I was watching some of Ariana Grande's new stuff. The article is from you know where, The New Yorker. It was published in December, titled How Dare Celebrities Cheat? It's by Lauren Michelle Jackson. I was thinking about how Ariana Grande has been Teflon to all of these homewrecker allegations. And then, well, they're more than allegations at this point. Like, let's be for real. But she has skated because the work is good and she's a superstar. And accountability when it comes to celebrity is actually fake. It's not a real thing. The article is essentially about the bounds of parasociality, about how ridiculous our parasocial relationships are, how absurd they are, how embarrassing they are. It's just a really weird time. And by parasociality, I mean that feeling of familiarity or intimacy that you experience when you encounter an influencer or a content creator you really like, or that deep emotional attachment that you have to a celebrity that you've never met. Yeah, I think I'm particularly susceptible to parasociality, and that's why I do this. Okay, wait, back to the article. Lauren Michelle Jackson highlights something in that article that I'd never really thought about, how the bounds of our parasocial relationships to these people that we've never met really get stretched during cheating scandals. And that is so real. Even the specter of a cheating scandal arouses something in people. I remember watching the Braxtons, and Evelyn Braxton had the whole thing where her ex-husband, who was a pastor, by the way, was laying it low and spreading her wide and cheated on her and married the mistress. And, she would always have these conversations with her daughters, Tony, Tamar, Tawanda, Tracy. Who's the other one? Trina. I remember her saying, all men cheat except Obama. And I'm like, I mean, how do you know? Right? Like, we think, well, not we, because I don't know that man, but the aunties, I think that Barack and Michelle Obama exemplify that whole hashtag relationships era where you feel like you're in it with them. Like, people really felt like they knew these people, they believe in them, they trust in them. Like, if Barack and Michelle got divorced, oh my God, shut down Facebook. The Facebook aunties would lose their minds. And that is why those rumors that were kind of going around early this year about Barack and Michelle, the aunties were not having it. There is something particular about cheating. Somebody getting caught cheating, somebody being cheated on. That's when the worst parts, the most aggressive parts of parasocial relationships and celebrity culture and gossip culture really emerge. They jump out. And so I just wanted to take a second to think through, like, why is that? I think that happens for the same reason why so many of the most popular songs are about love, falling in love, being in love, breaking up, because it's such a relatable topic. Most of us will be the subject of the vulnerability that comes with falling in love, being in love. And when you're falling in love or when you're in love, you can imagine, even if you're in like the healthiest relationship, you can imagine the feeling of being betrayed. You can put yourself in somebody else's shoes. And, to be really real, a lot of us have actually been cheated on. Raise his hand. So when we see a cheating scandal develop, we don't even really have to work that hard to exercise a whole lot of empathy. And, we can talk about how unhealthy those attachments are, how absurd they are, but, celebrities do exploit that shit. Celebrities tap into it, they play it up. We love a heartbreak album, and they know we love a heartbreak album. Mary J. Blige just talked about this. Beyonce's Lemonade is mostly a heartbreak album, a getting cheated on album. Oh, by the way, you know what I was thinking of the other day? Don't Hurt Yourself is a top 10 Beyonce song. Don't Hurt Yourself is really underrated. But, anyways, I'm sorry. I get off topic. The empathy is natural emergence from the recognition of how strong, how deep, how moving love is, how disturbing betrayal can be. And I think that's normal. We're in an image obsessed culture. And by image obsessed, I mean we are taking in way too many images all day, every day. And a lot of those images are of influencers, creators, celebrities. So I just think there's some natural connections that you're going to make when you're seeing celebrity faces more than you're seeing your family's faces. I have no issue with that. But Jackson is totally right when she underscores that things get really freaking weird when a cheating scandal happens. The juicy details emerge and people take it out of the realm of gossip. As a person who loves mess, I try to be really good about saying, look, mess is mess. It's not a social justice issue, or it's weird when people start acting like the cheater did something to you personally. She talked in that article about the breakup of Sabrina Carpenter and Barry Cogan. Is that how you say his name? Keegan. Ooh, the Irish. The Irish got some names, okay? But they broke up, and we all saw it coming, right? We all knew. But I did not know that Barry allegedly cheated on Sabrina, which is so crazy. Crazy. How did you fumble the hottest chick in the game? That's wild. But even if Sabrina did get cheated on, which we don't even know, they haven't talked about it, which is so smart of her. Even if that did happen, she still got a fantastic video out of it. Please, please, please. That's, to my mind, the best video of 2024. I'm trying to think. Let me scroll through the Rolodex real fast. I think that's my favorite. That's my favorite from last year. Okay. Oh, not me being real parasocial. I'm gonna say, I don't know Sabrina, but she seems delightful. She's had a heck of a year. She is not throwing away her shot. She needs to take a break from dating. I think she has a bad picker. I don't know Sabrina. I don't know Barry. All I knew is he had an infant, a baby. Well, under 2. That's still an infant. And he gave some interview where he talked about not seeing the baby a lot. Okay, deadbeat. I don't know. I just feel like if you have a baby under 2, go be with the baby's mom. Go be with the baby's mom. Why are you in the dating pool? Get out. Okay, so she dated Barry when he had a little baby. And then there was the other scandal. The scandal that introduced a lot of us to Sabrina was the one with Joshua Bassett, who was Olivia Rodrigo's ex. Olivia wrote driver's license about Joshua Bassett getting with Sabrina Carpenter. Now, I don't think she was a homewrecker in that situation, but still, it was messy. We gotta stay out the mess. And then from the latest album, Short and Sweet, like half that album is about this on again, off again little tryst that she had with Shawn Mendes. And Taste is apparently about going back and forth with Camila Cabello. It's like, girl, take a break. I get it, 20s. Messy 20s. We get it. But I don't know. Eat, Pray, Love. Listen to some Brene Brown. Take a second. Okay. But anyways, that's I literally just did it, right? But I am really clear that my interest in mess is for entertainment purposes only. I don't have any larger things to say about 20-year-old girls doing 20-year-old girl stuff and them dating nasty, trashy ass men. That's called being alive. The boundary it has eroded because we are seeing images so often. We saw little crumbs of it. She mentions in the piece Brangelina. I'm sure y'all remember the Brangelina saga. Do you? Do you? How old are you? Just to recap, Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie met on the set of Mr. and Mrs. Smith. They had an affair because Brad Pitt was still married to Jennifer Aniston at the time. And Brad and Jen were huge, like a huge couple. I'm trying to think. Was Brangelina like Brad and Jennifer Aniston and then Brad and Angelina Jolie? Was that at the same time as Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez? Were there two crazy, huge superstar celebrity couples like that happening at the same? What a wild time for gossip that was. Girl, we were addicted. We were hooked to Us Weekly. We were rabidly refreshing Perez Hilton. It was okay. It was crazy. Okay. So, anyways, that was a cheating scandal. Global superstars plastered everywhere on media. Super, super messy. And when I say that kind of laid the foundation to kind of sowed the seeds, I mean that Brangelina, the Team Jolie, Team Aniston stuff, where there was even merch. There was a Team Aniston baseball tee. There was a Team Jolie baseball tee. The gossip magazines were reporting on at that time. The Team Aniston tees are selling out. And they were only sold at, what was the name of that? Kitson. It was proto stan culture. But it felt different because we weren't carrying computers around in our pockets all the time. We knew it was gossip. We knew it was trash. There was a quote. Let me read this quote. Laura Michelle Jackson writes, I fear that some people have confused their dismay for social critique. You know, cheaters are trash. We hate a cheater. But that's it. There is something in contemporary celebrity culture, contemporary influencer culture that's taken on a new vigilante vibe. The stakes are raised. There's this justice element that Jackson is talking about. We can't just say, ew, gross. You know, I talked about this before. I talked about this before with the age gap thing. And now I think the age gap thing, the meme has reemerged. Look, we can say, don't be a cheater. Be honest with your partner. Don't take advantage of people who are 10, 15, 20 years younger than you. But at the end of the day, people are going to people, humans are going to human. Oh, I saw some age gap posts recently that's like, maybe, I'm too woke, but a 26-year-old does not need to be dating a 21-year-old. Girl, y'all need to get some business. That's the problem. People really don't have business. You're mission hunting. You're cause hunting. I think there's a certain type of young or youngish person who is particularly vulnerable to the worst parts of that. The worst parts of stan culture. I mean, I'm guessing. I haven't read any empirical work on this. If I had to guess, I'd say that these are people who feel isolated and powerless in most of their lives. So they are going to get on the internet and do really weird shit like demand celebrities apologize for misbehavior. Like one of the examples Lauren Michelle Jackson gives in the piece is a social media user responding to Barry, who was like, hey, can y'all stop? Like, y'all are stalking my kid. You're at my grandma's house. And somebody on social media replied, you could apologize. Apologize for what? Y'all don't know. You don't know this man. What's going? Now look, I probably do believe he was cheating. I probably believe it. But to fix your fingers to type, you said this when you could have apologized. Ma'am, he doesn't know you. That's the thing about our quote unquote accountability culture. It's the veneer of accountability, where accountability, the demand for accountability and the display for public account, it's just a performance. It's just something to do. We got to get some business. And also, there's people that are dying. Like, there's real problems. Okay, let me go to the next thing that I highlighted here. Jackson writes, quote, the people that hold such dominion over our imaginations deserve greater scrutiny than Joe Schmo. It's true. But expressions of dismay are worth inspection, or at least a sense of proportion. Yeah, that's the Kim, there's people that are dying thing. Use your justice seeking for real justice. There are real horrors. Like that moment in the Me Too era when really bad people were legitimately being taken down and taken out of the game. That's my shit. Inject that into my veins. I love this song. But, most of it's not that. So, anyways, back to Ariana Grande, okay? Because, of course, Jackson talked about Ariana Grande and the conversation around her relationship, which, by the way, surprisingly, seems to be still on. I'm shocked. Girl, I would have sworn that those people were going to be broken up by now, but apparently they're not, okay? And Ariana Grande, global superstar, movie star now, got into a relationship with actor Ethan Slater while they were on set of Wicked. Okay, people fall in love on movie sets all the time. What's the twist? Ethan was married. He had a brand new baby. The wife was in the UK where they were filming the movie with the baby, while Ariana and Ethan were making eyes at each other on set. They were messing, sneaking around, while the lady with the new baby in the UK then had to fly back to the United States with the baby while her husband, not ex, husband, messing around with the global superstar. It's very, very messy. Really a wild story. I had not read that the essay that the ex-wife wrote for The Cut about going through this really public trauma and then having to hear about it all the time because Wicked was such a big movie. My heart really goes out to her. Because I enjoy what Ariana Grande creates so much, I kind of put this stuff in the back of my mind. But that experience sounds horrific. And I have a deeply held politic that people who cause stress and strife when women are pregnant or postpartum deserve the guillotine. Most of the ire, if you're going to have any ire, should be directed at Ethan Slater. But look, I know I'm saying but, and there's not really a but there's kind of a but. Look at Ethan. Y'all look at Ethan. Look at that man. The first time Ariana Grande, global pop superstar of enormous talent, looked his way, the first time he made the decision that he was going to leave his wife. Like, I totally believe this. I told Ethan, this is fake. This is a completely made up scenario in my mind, but I'm projecting this onto them, and I totally believe it. Ethan could not believe that global superstar Ariana the Grande. And by the way, Ariana may or may not have been, Ariana was in a marriage during this time too that she just got out of, but whatever. He couldn't believe that lady even sniffed in his direction. And I imagine that he very enthusiastically left the wife and the baby in the dust, never to look back. I can imagine it. This is a completely made up scenario, but the lady, the ex-wife, said, this was totally out of the blue. I cannot believe I did this. I took my new baby over to the UK to support my husband, and he fell in love with this lady on the set of the movie. And now I have to see them be happily in love for a year promoting this movie. There was one line from that essay that I highlighted. Wait, let me look at it. She wrote, quote, "As for me, days with my son are sunny. Days when I can't escape the promotion of a movie associated with the saddest days of my life are darker." I really feel for her. She's just a regular, super educated lady. She was a therapist who supported her weird looking theater nerd husband's dreams. They had been together for years. Then she got cheated on in the most horrific way. Yuck. But Wicked was fantastic. That's all you really need, okay? If you're gonna be a cheater, if you're gonna be a public cheater, just be really, really good at your job. That heals a lot. That, how can we separate the art from the artist era? I think that's over. I think we've let that go, except for the very worst offenders. Unless you're Woody Allen, we can let that go. Even that Carla lady, the woman who starred in Amelia Perez, she gonna be back. She will be. The other thing that I was thinking about Ariana Grande is, people who make postpartum women suffer, just walk them off of a plank. But because we have a history in celebrity culture of women getting it so much worse than the men, a little part of me, the littlest part of, does appreciate that she just decided to thug it out. That she has not hidden her relationship with this man. She's referenced it in songs. They're out at the premieres. They're out at the award show. She's holding his, you know, I, she's doing whatever she wants, She didn't cower at all. No, I do still think it is deeply, deeply irresponsible. Put children in a situation where they will be exposed to mess or be associated with mess. I think contributing to that mess is gross, but ultimately, that's Ethan's kid. At any rate, that's just what I was thinking about today. People are mission seeking, cause hunting, and that cause hunting encourages people to turn what should be fun gossip. Let's just bring back the days when gossip was just a fun time. Oh, wait, there's another really good quote here I have. "We are none of us exempt from parasociality because celebrity, the publicness of a figure, relies upon delusion masquerading as recognition." Delusion masquerading as recognition. Yeah. That's the cornerstone of celebrity culture. So it is embarrassing to have what feels like genuinely love and investment, but that's what the industry is built off of. We just have to be able to right size it. I do need to finish watching the Brighter Days Ahead short film and listen to the re-release of Eternal Sunshine. I haven't made it through it yet, but I'm sure it's good because the lady is good. This is a random little podcast. All right, that's all I have. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.